as a business coach, one of the things I do is I work with people around the globe who are successful but stuck, and I work with them to get unstuck. I love this show because I get to have guests like you to help them get unstuck. I think many people are stuck on what all of this even means and how to make it apply to their business today. So how can a company get unstuck when it comes to everything we just talked about?
So we talk about getting unstuck. When we started that project, the company that we worked with, which was a big steel manufacturing company, really didn't know what they wanted. They just had a very visionary chief learning officer who was saying, I know there's something in this VR thing, and I'd like to use some of it, which is never really the best way to adapt technology into your organization. Generally, you need to find a problem and make sure that technology can solve it. So that's exactly what we did. We said, tell me your biggest problem. And he said, well, my biggest problem is we train people to work at heights. And it's quite a male-dominated industry, so therefore there's a big macho factor. And when we ask people to tell us if they have a fear of heights, people generally don't come forward. And we've identified a number of people who've gone through this training and haven't been able to finish it because they suffer from vertigo. And the problem is, due to safety regulations, we have to train these people for 6 of the 8 weeks before we can take them up and see if they have vertigo. And we end up spending a lot of money training people that can't use the training. And the frustrating thing is that we have a viable alternative for people who want to work on the ground. So I conceptualized what is the Harry Potter sorting hat of training. And we didn't even know it was possible at the time, but we developed a system using biometric sensors, virtual reality, and even constructed this whole haptic environment. So the return on investment here was, obviously the project worked, but the return on investment was that they paid for the entire development in the first 8 weeks. And I've been in software for a very long time, and I can't count on my one hand the number of projects that had that dramatic a return on investment. And the reason for that is that we found a technology solution to fit the problem. And the problem in this case was, how can we tap into that immersive experience, that real sense of feeling that people feel when they experience vertigo? And we were able to channel that. And not surprising, quite unsurprisingly, people couldn't tell the difference between the real world and the virtual reality world. In terms of this technology, I think that revelation for me was that there's a place for this type of technology in learning and development.
I appreciate how you're talking about how you're working with people and getting around many of the things that you talked about.